awesome, and then we'll just as we go along. Awesome. Making time to come out of your busy lives with your families and tune in tonight. So my name is Daniela. You're here tonight to listen to a whole bunch of awesome women who are going to talk to you about an amazing product and an amazing business that goes along with it. We're called The Good Life. That's our business event, and we're here every Thursday at 8 o'clock. And super excited to be linking up with some amazing women tonight, and we're going to have the beautiful Madga launching her business as well tonight. So for me personally, my journey and where it all started for this business, it came across with a company that I never really heard of. So it's the Juice Plus company. And it came into my life at a time when I wasn't in the greatest health. So I had gone through prenatal depression and postnatal depression when I had my little girl, who's now 2.5, Isabella. And it was a real difficult time in my life, predominantly because it was a lot of change and I wasn't coping with that change very much. I had stopped working my hectic hours and I was a new mum, and there was just a lot of adjustment that I didn't take to very well. And I came across a post that I had seen from a colleague that I hadn't spoken to in 12 years, and she was talking about how awesome she was feeling, how she was out in the park with her little girl at the time, and they were just full of energy, full of beans, and I definitely could hardly get off the couch and make it to my mother's group or even have a shower for that day. So it was coming to a time when I was having to return back to my corporate role, and I remember thinking that I was completely stressed out putting Isabella into childcare, and I just didn't know how I would find the energy to get back into my role. I was working before I had Isabella, anywhere between 70 to 80 hours a week, and I had just been promoted when I was pregnant to a manager. So my workload during my pregnancy had doubled, my responsibility had doubled, and in the corporate world there's just a lot of demands, and that scared the crap out of me, excuse my language, that I would be returning to that stress environment the way that I was feeling. So I said yes to the product, and I remember the first time turning, messaging Carla and saying, oh my God, the first day, I feel different. I just feel, and I'm like, oh no, I'm sure it's all in my head. And it was definitely within the 3 months I felt fantastic. By the time that I started back at work, within those 3 months, I had energy. I was going to the gym. So not only was I working all day, I was going to the gym, I was coming home, cooking dinner. And it's really these products that really changed my life. And these products that I'm talking about fruit and veggies in a capsule. So that's what started it for me. So they come in 3 blends, and the first blend is the fruit. The veggies are the green one, and then we've got the berries. So they're the core products that I started on first, and literally they're fruit and vegetables in a capsule. But they're very different to a multivitamin, which sometimes is mistaken, or these products get mistaken by. But what I found out through when I had a lot of questions, and I did have a lot of questions when I first started, because I had taken multivitamins, and at the time after I had Isabella, I was really malnourished. So, my blood test came back where I was low in vitamin D, low in vitamin C, low in iron. So no wonder I was feeling crap on top of my post-natal depression. So I did a lot of research, and what I found out was that this product is very different. So it's completely safe if you look at any type of multivitamin that you'll find in a supermarket or at the chemist, is that it has a lot of restrictions as to how you can take it. So usually if you're breastfeeding, you're not able to take a lot of things. If you're pregnant, you're not able to take a lot of products. And also if you're, you can't give it to your children. So why would we want things in our body that we wouldn't take when when we're pregnant or when we're breastfeeding, I don't understand why you would put something in your body. And it makes it really difficult to for your body to absorb other vitamins. So your body actually pees out a lot of it, what I found out. So I remember having what we call a disco wee, and at the time I was like, oh, that's strange, like it's like really fluorescent wee. That's because your body doesn't actually recognize those vitamins because they're synthetic, so they're made in a lab. These so our product, or the what we call our magic beans, or the whole food Juice Plus products, they come from a farm. They come from farms that have no pesticides and no herbicides. So they go back 3 generations. And what we mean by no herbicides and pesticides, we actually mean that almost to the degree that it's better than organic. So in organic, when you do buy your fruit and veggies organic, and we eat organic, they still allow for 5% residue of herbicides and pesticides. These farms don't allow for any type of herbicide and pesticides. And the thing about herbicides and pesticides is they're toxic poison that are literally going into your body. So even when we think we're making healthy choices, there's still residue on our fruit and vegetables, no matter how much we wash them, because the soils are, contain all of these chemicals and toxins in them. So these products are also, what I found out was they were backed by 35 gold peer review medical research published. So it's the only product in the world that has so much research and so much backing behind it. And the company invests in that research. And it blows my mind when I read them in regards to, how much, sort of care goes into this product. The fruits and veggies are picked at the maximum ripeness. So at the best of the best is when you're supposed to pick your vegetables, not like an apple, that sometimes an apple in the supermarket has actually stood in a refrigerator somewhere for up to 9 to 12 months before you actually eat it. And you can't, that's not what I call fresh fruit and vegetables either. So the phytochemicals of even our fresh fruit and veggies are quite diminished. What happens with this product is that it's the way that it's processed at a very low heat, so it's juiced, but the sugar comes out of it, and the live phytonutrients and enzymes are protected in the capsule, and you're really taking in approximately 30 fruit and veggies and berries into your diet. So we know that having fruit and veggies is necessary for your overall well-being and vitality. And there's just so many benefits from eating fresh fruit and veggies. What's also amazing is, that if you think of an apple, it has 10,000 phytonutrients in it, and we're getting 30 of those into our diet all the time. So for me personally, I had gone from a really grumpy mum to being able to feel like myself again, and that was really important for me to feel like I was a good mum, and also to feel that I was able to go to work and able to do all the things that I was able to do before I had Isabella, and get back into who I really was. For me also, benefits of, I had a rash for 5-6 years inside my legs that I actually had to go to the doctors for to get a cream that I could only get through a prescription. I think it was a steroid cream, and I've never seen that rash ever come back. The other thing that I noticed, and the amazing thing with these products is that you notice things as you go along, and I avoided my period for excuse me if there's any men on here, but I avoided my period for 15 years. So before I got pregnant, I pretty much skipped every period. I was on the pill and I skipped every period. I was just in so much agony and pain that I would skip it and I would just ignore it. After I've had Isabella, I've kept my cycles, and I've never had the same pain. I don't even know when it's coming or, going or whatever. I don't have the headaches. I don't feel the nausea. I don't feel the pain. I can sleep. And that's, amazing for me that I can go through the month without having that pain for that week. Also, goes without saying, but my hair, got stronger, it started growing back, it got thicker again, my nails were stronger again, and my skin was better. There was just so many benefits. And my partner of 18 years, who doesn't eat fruit and vegetables, he grew up in a Sri Lankan household, and pretty much curry and rice was his diet. His mum even gave him sugar sandwiches, so that's the level of diet that he held when he was younger. So having fruit and veggies for him has always been a battle. Although I've made inroads into that, it's always been a battle. And I remember after about the 3-month mark when I had started at work, he had said to me, "I'm sick of your energy. I want what you're having." And this is a person who didn't even take his multivitamin when we were trying to get pregnant. He would just refuse to take anything, and he now takes it daily, and he notices that when he doesn't take it, he doesn't feel that great. And so he's a teacher, so he works long hours, and we both do. There's lots of behind the scenes things that happen as a teacher that you've got to put into that. You know, it's not just the teaching. There's lots of planning, lots of corrections, and so we've definitely, as a family, benefited from it. The great thing is that Isabella got to benefit as well, and that's because this company has a heart, and they sponsor children in when the adults order the capsules, they actually sponsor the kids to have the same level of nutrients into their diet, but in the level of a tube. So whenever the adults order the capsules, they actually get the tubes for free. So you get a veggie one and a fruit one. So they're the same ingredients predominantly as what you would get in the tube, in the capsules, but they're in the tube form, and they're quite delicious. So Isabella has them every morning, and she knows that that's the thing that she has. And if she asks for them, and then she'll ask for extra when she gets home from childcare. So, and they're great even for adults. And I have them especially when I've got a craving for something sweet, rather than going for chocolate or lollies or something like that. They're just so good. And again, in the cheese, you're getting things like carrot and broccoli and things that I know some kids really struggle with. I know for Isabella, she eats really well, but she's at childcare, so I never know what she's going to put into her body when I'm not around. And she's at childcare 4 days a week, so that's quite a long time. That freaks me out what she eats there. So I can't control all of that, but I know that on those days we're bridging that gap, and she's getting extra nutrients, and certainly fighting colds and flus and all that stuff that's coming around our way from winter. She just does so much better. Her immune system is helped by having these in her diet. The other product that we have, and we don't have a lot of products, but the other product that was kind of a slow burn for me. I loved it, but I just didn't. I just wasn't having them daily. And now that my workload's increased even more, and I don't necessarily always have time for breakfast, and now Isabella wants them anyway, so we call them a chocolate milk. So it's actually a complete powder, and our complete powder comes in a chocolate and a vanilla. And they're great because we add them to our smoothies, but lately I've just had them on their own, so they're great just to mix with water, or I mix them with an almond or coconut milk, whatever sort of works for you, but they pretty much just taste like a chocolate milkshake. So they're pretty awesome. They're also in the shakes. There's 17 superfoods, so it's not just a normal shake that you would buy off the shelf again. It's literally things like mushroom powder and yucca powder, pumpkin powder, pomegranate powder, so superfoods that you don't necessarily would be eating on a daily basis, but they benefit your body and they benefit your vitality. So it just feeds, it goes into that whole food of, the more that whole foods that we can get into our diet, the better that we're going to feel, and the better that our body is going to be able to respond and work for you. So those are the amazing products. And another benefit of being on our products is that we are blessed to have access to the Juicy Body Transformation Guides. And this is a program that's been put together by Kira Westwick, who was a MasterChef finalist. And she's put over 200 recipes that are all accessible on an online community with over 20,000 people have access to this program and use this program. And these recipes are family friendly. They're definitely whole food focused, so they're focused on nutrition but also deliciousness. It's not something that's, you're just going to be living on salads for the rest of your life, or salad leaves. It's so much variety and so much yumminess. So this is one of the books. So like I said, you can access all of these online with the products. You also get access for lifetime on the program. So even if you stop the products, you still get access to the online community. So whatever you're focused on, whether that's weight loss, and we have a shred guide, which is this one. This is the second recipe book. So, and you can see, like, I use them all the time because I mark pretty much all of the recipes that I use. And even for someone who eats curry and rice all the time, loves the recipes. So there's just so much value. And for us, and certainly when I'm working, and I do work a lot, there's a lot of the recipe, or most recipes take 20 minutes to make. So it's not something that will take you forever to prepare or make, or you need to spend hours doing in order to get whole food into your family's diets. So I'm going to switch to Courtney, who's going to share a little bit about her journey on our products. So I'm going to mute myself, and if you can unmute yourself, Courtney, that would be awesome.
Thank you, Daniela. Hello, everyone. Today I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about my journey on the product so far. So I started on my Juice Plus journey at the end of February this year. So I've been on the product for, just over, coming up into my 4th month. And prior to starting on Juice Plus, I had a baby in October last year, and I had, for 15 plus years, suffered from back and neck pain. And then once I had my little girl, my hips were out and my knees were out, and that then started affecting my feet. So I was at a point where I could hardly get out of the chair when I was nursing my little girl, and then also getting up to get to her in the night. My feet, basically I felt like I had bricks on my feet, and I couldn't put the balls of my feet down on the ground, and so I felt like I was walking around on my heels. And so the doctor basically said to me, well, you've got a good pram there, so you could probably just lose weight and go swimming. That'll help. And so basically that's what he told me, and he asked me to jump on the scales before I left. And so I left the doctors feeling really quite depressed. And then also, having suffered postnatal depression, I just thought, I'm not going to go back to that doctor for a while because he's not actually helping me. And then my friend Kate introduced me to the product. I had also lost a lot of hair during my post-pregnancy. So in January, I had a lot of thinning going on around the sides in my temple area. And I had been also clumsy with my back and neck and hips being out. I was walking into everything. And so I'd lost a few toenails and things from kicking things and breaking toes. And I was just all out of whack. And during my pregnancy, I was honest with myself post-pregnancy that I'd actually lived on all food brown. I hadn't eaten any veggies, and I'd gone off of meat, and I hadn't eaten well at all. So my baby is basically made of dough. That's all I ate during my pregnancy. So it was just being honest with myself. And so that was part of the reason that I decided to start the journey. Since being on the product, all of the inflammation around my body is gone. I was reflecting yesterday that I actually don't have any pain in my body, which is such a funny feeling, because when you've had pain for a long time throughout your body, you're always looking for it, and when it's not there, you don't know what you're looking for anymore. So you're kind of doing a self-scan of your body, trying to find something. and there's no pain now. So that's been really amazing. I've stopped going to the chiropractor. I was going to the chiropractor nearly every week, and that was around $70 a week to go. My hair's growing back, so you can probably just see I've got all these little fluffies around my hairline. So my hair's growing back. My hairdresser was absolutely blown away, and she's now on the product since seeing my hair. So that's been really, really positive. My feet, I can get out of bed and just go to my daughter now. My knees don't hurt, and my skin is glowing now, which is amazing. I did go and have a facial a couple of weeks ago. I thought I'd treat myself to a facial, and that actually made my skin worse. So I went home and had a couple of berry facials myself. So that's improved my skin again. My nails, so when I had broken some toes, I had lost a toenail, and that's completely grown back now. So I lost that in February, and it was back by the end of April. The energy, so having woken by my baby throughout the night, I was like a zombie, like as most mums feel after they've had a baby. You're like a zombie, and you're in a vicious cycle because you are so tired that you just eat everything in the pantry, and you can't stop. So I've got so much energy. I used to fall asleep in the chair at 8:30 most nights. Now I'm up once or twice in the night maybe, and then definitely up by 7, and then I'm often down to bed again at 11 o'clock most nights. I normally have to tell myself to go to bed, but once I hit the pillow, I'm out, and I feel like I'm in a deep sleep. Even though I'm a light sleeper, I can still hear my daughter. I feel like I'm having this amazing deep sleep every single night. So I'm waking up refreshed, and yeah, I just feel like I've got so much more energy. Since also being on the program and the product, I hadn't done many of the recipes when I first started, but since the shred started, my partner and I are cooking together every night. And that's just brought us so much closer together as well. We're actually just spending our special time together in the kitchen, and we're eating really amazing meals. I was the heaviest I've ever been once I had my daughter, and I've now lost 5.2 kilos in 4 weeks. So that's been really nice for me, and yeah, really positive outcome on top of everything that I feel. So that's how my journey's been. So back to you, Daniela.
Awesome. Thanks, Courtney. That's amazing. So many things that you've benefited from, and your skin is looking amazing, by the way. So we have one more product share tonight. So I'm going to hand it over to Claire, who's going to tell us a little bit about her journey on our products. So Claire, are you?
Thank you, Daniela.
Thanks.
Hi, everyone. I'm Claire. I have been on the product for, I think it's just over 2 months now. I joined up for both product and business, but have benefited so much from so many different things being on the product. Started on the fruit and veg, and just different things that you crave no more. Changed the foods that we ate along with that, and then started on the berries about a month in, and that just helped so much. The energy from them was amazing. I've lost about 4 kilos since being on it. My girls are on the chews as well, and that's helped them. They both attend school and creche and after school care and all that at the moment, and no colds, no sicknesses, none of that from them, which is great for someone like me that just don't want to have to take time off work or anything like that for colds and flus that go around. Has been great. I've worked in childcare most of my life, so you see it come through on a daily basis. So it's nice to not have to have that in the household. We've been trying different recipes. Some make it to the stay pile, some don't. But that's just due to trying to find ones that suit the whole family. The sweet potato bolognese is a permanent in our house now. Everyone loves it, and it's such a great way to get the wholesome food into the kids with the beans and all the veggies and that without them knowing. It's been great. My youngest is my capsule reminder. Every morning she reminds me, "Mummy, choose," which helps me to take mine with my lemon water every morning. And just lifestyle is so different. We go for walks all the time. I think last night I looked at the clock and I went, "Oh, it's 11:15. I think I better go to bed." Still had plenty of energy, but then went to bed and was still able to go to sleep. I've been on things before where it gives you all this energy throughout the day, but then I just could never sleep. You'd wake up every few hours because you were still wired from the caffeine and that within the product. And it was all right for a while because your body could cope with it, but week after week after week, not having that restful sleep was, you couldn't function. You then wouldn't exercise, or you then wouldn't eat right because you were tired. So what's the point? Where now I think twice. I go to the cupboard and I'm like, "I'd like this, but no, I'm not going to have that. I'll go and have that instead." So we have our treat night every Sunday night after swimming, and that's what I leave mine up to now. If I can be good 6 out of the 7 days, then that's better than having a treat every day, I think. So, but yeah, I think that's about it, Daniela.
Awesome, thanks, Claire. I love what you said. Like, we try all the recipes, and some make it on the rotation, and some don't. And I've definitely found that. Although a lot of ours do stay on the rotation, or then I'll find another recipe amazingly even after all this time that we still haven't tried, and it's, oh my god, that's amazing too. So yeah.
Yeah, same. Mine's more, there's things that I'll eat and I'll make them and then I'll have them for lunch.
Yeah.
Where it's just having 2 children, it's just, I just find it easier just to keep finding ones that they'll eat, and then I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
And I'll enjoy the other special ones for my lunches.
Yeah. No, they're awesome. I always make them. Like, there's a few that I make for lunches all the time, which I love. So thanks for sharing, Claire. Loved your share. And Courtney, loved your share. We're going to be changing gears a little bit now. We're going to talk more about the business and a little bit about my journey and how I started the business. Like I said before, I was in traditional business, very driven to climb that corporate ladder. I went to university, did all the right things that you should do to be successful, and I have had success in business. But what sort of challenged my thinking was having Isabella, and I certainly, working the 70, 80 hours a week was certainly not something that I wanted to do as I was, now a new mum, and returning to work, and, sort of thinking ahead, having a second child. How do people do this? How do people have, careers and juggle it all? And it was just it was something that was in the back of my mind. And as I had such amazing results with the product, I sort of was querying Carla about the business, and she shared a lot about what she was doing. So she was definitely had a lot of success in her business, and it was this business that I'd never really come across about, and you'll hear a little bit more about how the business works. But for me, I definitely had lots of questions. A lot of them were answered along the way, and I've been in business now for over 18 months. And for me personally, it allows me not to work full-time. I don't want to work full-time. Don't get me wrong. I love what I do, and I love the impact that I make in my corporate business, but I also love having time with Isabella and I want more time with her, and I want more freedom to do the things that our family wants to do. And that's certainly driven me to be in this business, and I've absolutely grown as a person through personal development, from knowledge, and from such a support base of a community that I've never come across. And in a corporate world, there's just so much, as I can say, bitchiness, and there's not always nice things. And I work in HR, so I definitely see a lot of not nice things that happen in the corporate world. But this business is so supportive and so welcoming, and no one has anything to gain from you in it. The women on the call tonight in this business that I've linked arms with, I've never met before in my life, and they've welcomed me in with open arms and been there on, when you have questions, when you need support, when you're having shit days, they're just there. And it's an incredible business, and I'm very blessed to be part of it. So on that note, I'm going to hand over to another amazing businesswoman and mum, and Susie, and she's going to talk to us about her story and why she started in the business. Take it away.
Thanks, Daniela. Hi, everyone. I'm Susie. So I've been in the business for about nearly a year now, which is really exciting. And like Daniela said, I'm a mum, so I have 3 little kids under 5. Now, I'm going to share with you a little bit about why I decided to join the business. So there was mostly 2 main reasons. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm deaf. I was born deaf, and I did all the right things, like Daniela said, you go to school, you go to university. I did all the right things because, my mother told me you can be anyone you want to be when you grow up. And I was like, okay, I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be a police officer. I wanted to be a doctor. I just wanted to help people. So that was the main thing that all my career pathways had in common, was that I wanted to help people. When it came time to actually go to university, I went to the Careers Expo, and I would talk to people there about, what I want to do to try and get into the courses. Once they found out that I was deaf, they kind of just really was just like, no, you're not capable of doing it. Like, you can't do it. Oh, we don't accept deaf people. Oh, no, there's no such thing. And it was because they'd never had a deaf person, work in that career before. And how was anyone supposed to know unless you gave them a chance? So I grew up with a lot of rejection, okay? I grew up with a lot of people telling me no. And there was one thing that I wanted to do, was to become a mum. And so I did that, and I love being a mum, and I'm good at it. I know that I'm good at it. My deafness doesn't stop me from doing that. But what really, really broke my heart was the fact that I knew I had so much potential to help people, and I can talk, I can hear, but no one could see past it. So anyway, I actually tried the products myself about 2 years ago, and it changed my life. I had very bad health. I had shocking pregnancies, so my iron levels were really low, and I just had really, really low self-esteem, and that's to be expected with what I grew up with, and even though I get a bit teary. But it was time that when I had my 3rd child that I thought something has to change. We needed a second income. My husband is a mechanic, and, I said, for my sanity, I wanted to be part of an adult world. I wanted to be able to communicate with other people, not just about my kids, just trying to get a bit of my own identity back. But also we needed more income. So I decided to look into this business. And I was skeptical, because I thought, I've done the party planning thing, I've done the Tupperware, I've done the Avon, and it didn't really work for me. So I joined the business. I went all in straight away, and I am really, really glad that I did. It was the best thing that I have done in my life, because no one judged me. Everyone has been so supportive. I have made lifelong friends here, which has meant the world to me, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my kids and if it wasn't for the girls in this business. So for me, you know, the fact that I had such a strong community and, you know, the bonuses on top of it as well was just enough motivation for me to want to push myself and do well in the business. And somewhere along the way, I got a bit of personal development, and that allowed me to turn around to the rest of the world and say, you know what? If you can't see past my deafness, I'm going to show you how you can, and how well I'm doing and how successful you can be, because this business is completely adaptable to anyone. You know, you don't need to be qualified to do this business. It comes with manuals, it comes with instructions, it comes with the 24/7 support, you know, for you to be able to do this business. And that's what I loved about it, you know, that's really amazing. What kind of business out there has that you can, you know, rely on your friends in this business, that you can, you know, they're going to pick you up and stuff like that. So I think it's just really a no-brainer, this business, you know, that I absolutely love it. I'm so excited where it's going to go. And like I said, I've been in it for 12 months, but I am looking at it as a full-time career for me, and, you know, looking to buy my first home. So really, really exciting. So thank you for having me here, Daniela.
Thanks, Anne. Gosh, you had me in tears nearly. But there's so many reasons why we joined this business, and it's all individual to different people as to what resonates with us. And another question that I had when I first started, and like I said, I come from a traditional business background, so I didn't understand a lot of things. And there was one sort of question that was sort of in the back of my mind, had no idea really what it related to. And that is, you know, is this a pyramid scheme? And I remember asking Carla, who introduced me to the business, going, is this a pyramid scheme? And she's like, what do you mean? I said, actually, I don't know. It's just something that I've heard of these businesses. So I'm going to give it over to Sarah to just explain to you a little bit about our business and, you know, pyramid schemes and what they are. So take it away, Sarah.
Thanks, Daniela. Hey, everyone. My name is Sarah. I've been doing this now for almost 2 years with Dispass. But yes, tonight we are talking about one of the things that Daniela mentioned, pyramid schemes that people talk about. And I actually got asked this recently with a friend of mine. She goes, is it a pyramid scheme? I'm like, nah, it's not a pyramid scheme. So I'll explain a bit about that and what it's about. This is where people get a bit stuck. But this one here is what they call a pyramid. Now, these were made illegal in the 70s. And how they view it these days is you have all these people at reception in like common jobs these days. Like you start off at reception here, for instance, because I was in the office sort of roles. So I was always trying to get to the top and make myself look a bit better as I go. But as you keep going, you have to fight for the next position up and keep going until you try to get to the CEO position, which is very unlikely because people are fighting so much stress to get up to this position here. Whereas our business is shaped like this, and we all start at the same spot and we can all get to the top. And we don't have to fight our way up there. We don't have to stress. We have a community of people that are just going to raise us up and help us to get to where we need to be. And as well as that, we can build on our dreams that we want for our own families. So it's not thinking about, you know, the other people that are around us over here, but thinking about all the positive people that can lift us up, raise us up in the community. And yeah, that's pretty much it, I think, Daniela. Hope that explains it a bit.
Yes, definitely. Thanks, Sarah. So I definitely had the same concerns, but as Sarah explained, you know, you can get in this business, it's not about competition, you know, it's a sharing business and we learn and grow together. which is a very different model to the normal traditional business. So another question that comes up is, oh my God, is it going to be one of those businesses that I'm going to have to like hunt down all my family and friends and, you know, be the Juice Plus crazy lady? And I don't want to do that. Like, that's not me. I don't do sales and I don't hunt down people, and that's just not my style. And that's definitely something that I was really petrified of, because, you know, I had never, that's just not who I am, and that's certainly something that really scared me. But I learned that in this business, that's not what it's about. It really is about sharing our stories and making a difference and connecting and teaching. So I'm going to hand over to Lucinda, who's going to talk to you a little bit more about that side of our business.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lab.
Hi, everyone. As Daniela said, my name's Lucinda. I've been in the business actually coming up to 2 years. I started in the business mainly for the product benefits. I was desperate for energy. I was a mum zombie, and was looking for something to give me that energy so that I could get on with my day I had a 3-year-old at the time. Along with my results and the results of some of my family and friends, it was a no-brainer for me to jump on the business quite quickly. But one of my biggest questions, or one of my biggest concerns, I guess, with starting a business like this was I had previously tried a party plan business in my desperate bids to earn some, you know, guilt-free money that I could spend on myself and my kids, but not actually have to return back to traditional employment, I like to call it. I did try party plan. And hats off to people in party plan that are successful, and there are a lot of people out there in party plan that are successful, but it is a hard slog. And one of the biggest things that they used to say to me was, the phone is your friend. And what they meant by that was literally get on the phone and call everybody in your contacts list and beg them for a party. And so that's what I did that to start with. It's quite easy when you start off, you know, you can kind of rope your family and friends in saying, you know, I'm just starting my business and, you know, can you help me out? Can you have a party? And so started off quite well, but then I got to a point where, you know, I said, oh, my business is slowing down. And they said, well, get on the phone and call your friends again. I said, but they just had a party. And yeah, but do it again. And I was out. I didn't want to become that crazy party plan girl. So when I was looking at this business, I didn't want to, as Daniela said, I didn't want to become the crazy Juice Plus lady. But how it was explained to me, how we build our businesses in this particular industry, and what I've seen over my time here already, is that it's literally just a word of mouth business. It's the easiest way to explain it. If you go to a restaurant, if you go to a hairdresser or a beauty, you know, therapist or a mechanic, and you get really good service, you tell your friends and family. You might even recommend them on Facebook. You know, you share their business page or whatever and say, you know, great service from these people. That's exactly the same as how this business works. So, you know, your own results by being on the product, the results of your family and friends and customers that have been on the product, and you just share those stories, really. That's exactly how it works. Here comes my son, giving everyone a wave like he does every week. Mummy, this is how we work. Yeah, so that's exactly how it works. Word of mouth business. You're sharing stories. You're excited by the results that you're getting. You're excited by the results that your customers are getting. The other part of it is obviously the business. So I know for myself, you know, I've got a lady in my business who still works full time, but she's getting married at the end of the year, and she wanted to be able to create a bit of a side income specifically just for her wedding. And so she joined on the business. So being able to share that I can stay at home with my kiddies and earn some income, and people see that you're doing that, and so they, you know, want to jump on board as well. So, you know, I share it with them, they share it with other people, and that's just kind of how your business grows. And we say it grows organically, and it grows like popcorn, because it just kind of starts popping everywhere. And as Daniela said before, you know, before this business, none of us have met, but through this, you know, this business, we've all linked arms and we've all met each other, just purely through connections. Hang on a second, mate. Connections that have been made either through the product or through the business. So I hope that's explained a little bit how we grow our businesses here, but it's definitely not becoming the Crazy Juice Plus lady or man, and definitely not spewing it all over your friends, because if you're doing that, you're actually probably doing the business a little bit wrong. So thank you, Daniela.
Thanks, Lucinda. So, yes, definitely not that type of business, and certainly I wouldn't be doing it if it was that type of business. And I'm sure for all of us who do this business and have, you know, are growing our own business, it's our business, and it's an amazing business to be part of. And now we've got the amazing Magda, who is launching her business, and she said yes to this business, not knowing really much about it at all, but she's killed it. So she's made her promotion, got her bonus, and tonight she's launching her business. So Mags, if you can take yourself off mute and just share, you know, a little bit about why you joined the business, and also what are you excited for the future?
Okay, hi everyone. Okay, so give you a bit of a background first. I was working 5 days a week and going to school 2 nights a week. So I wouldn't see my kids from about Monday night till Thursday afternoon. And I was living off coffee and Red Bulls, and those who know me know how much I would drink my Red Bulls. Like I'd have probably about 2 or 3 Red Bulls a day, plus so much coffee, and it was just to try and stay awake and get everything done with work and school and kids and everything. So I knew that I was killing myself slowly, pretty much. I would go to sleep with all these full-on heart palpitations, and that's how I would fall asleep. I started seeing Daniela's posts and seeing how, you know, how much energy she had and how good she was feeling. And I thought, you know what, either I'm going to stay like this on the Red Bulls constantly and on all the, you know, all the coffees and stuff like that, or I'm just going to try it out. You know, what else have I got to lose at the stage? So I jumped on, and the next day I thought it was, to me, originally I thought it was like any multivitamin, pretty much. So I was like, oh yeah, it's not going to work for about, you know, a week or 2. So I'll just drink as many coffees as, you know, I normally do, but without the Red Bulls. And I did. Little did I know that I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning, wanting to go for a run. But it wasn't like, I can't even explain the energy. The energy that I was on, it was like I needed to burn this energy. It wasn't like I wasn't shaking or my heart wasn't palpitating. It didn't feel like it felt like an amazing energy, but 3 o'clock in the morning is just a little bit too full on to still be awake, pretty much. So yeah, after that, I pretty much only now have probably about a coffee a day, because more than that, I'll be jumping off the walls here and there. So the next day I rang up Danielle and I was like, I need to get on this. The whole world needs to know about these products. How is it that nobody knows about it? You know, and like what's in them? And she's like, it's just fruits and vegetables. So I'm like, what do you mean? It's just fruits and vegetables? Like, it's not possible. And she's like, no, that's exactly what it is. It's fruits and vegetables. And, you know, that I started learning more about nutrition, and I started learning how, you know, what you put in your body, you know, it shows and how good you feel. So yeah, and I was like, I need to jump on. Everybody's got to know about these tablets. They're the best thing ever, and here I am.
Awesome. So what are you excited about the future?
So I'm just excited pretty much for everybody to know about it. I mean, you know, this business, if, you know, it's pretty much just, I just want everyone to know about it. Do you know what I mean? I want everyone to not be so skeptical behind the actual tablets themselves, because I know I was, and I think I was just at that point in my life where I didn't have it, you know, like I felt like I've got nothing to lose. So I jumped on them, and it was the best thing that I've ever done. It was amazing for my kids, amazing for me. Like D'Angelo now sleeps through the night. Nick's behavior has gotten so much better that I think it was only until I listened, when was it, a couple of weeks ago, we went to the conference at the Albion. And I heard Tracy's story about her daughter and how she had anxiety, you know, and the way that her daughter was. And if there wasn't a whole bunch of people in the room, I probably would have bawled my eyes out, because Nick was like that. And I didn't realize that Nick was like that. And, you know, until I heard that story, and I was like, oh my God, I just went out today and went and bought Nick a new jersey because he was such a good boy for the whole week, because I was just so surprised by how much his behavior had changed. And yeah, so I'm just excited about where this whole thing can take me. It can take me anywhere. Like really, it just, how much or how less you want to put into it, just go for it. Like, I don't know, I just want everyone to know about them. And they're natural. They're not going to do it. Like, I actually have something. These are all the, hold on, wait, if I can get these here, that was the amount of vitamins I used to take just so I could get through the day. Like all of that. And they did nothing. Absolutely nothing to me. Like I have, what's this, Siberian ginseng for stamina, energy, and stress. And they did nothing. And I think I was on them for about a month. And I took these tablets, and literally within a day, I was on the walls. So, yeah.
Well, it just goes to show, and I love your energy, but it just goes to show you that, you know, there's so much stuff out there that we don't know things about. And, you know, getting back to basics around whole food nutrition, fruit and veggies, a whole food diet makes such a difference. And you've had amazing results, and so have your kids. And I love hearing, you know, every time we chat, you know, your energy is up, and, you know, you're still finding things, you know, you're still at the beginning of your journey. So, you know, there's still a lot to come in your journey in this business, and in your health, and you're doing, you know, the right things for your family, and you're definitely putting the right nutrition now into you and your family. So I'm really excited about your future. So thank you so much for sharing, and thanks for everyone who jumped on to support Magda. And we've still got a little bit to go, and it's just a little bit, and we're talking about the fun part in this business. And, you know, we're in business and we're here to make money, and money's fun to have, and money's good to have because everyone needs money. For me personally, I love money because, you know, I get to go shopping, and I get to buy shoes, and I get to buy clothes. But there's a bigger picture too for me, and it's big, you know, it's been, like I said, being able to stay one day home with Isabella, and I've bought back one day, and I hope to buy back more days to be able to stay home, because, you know, she's growing up so fast, and that she just you know, those days are going to go, and then you're not going to be able to get them back. So for me, it's about that, but it's also about having, you know, having the family holidays, being able to buy what I want, having, you know, money to buy organic food and all the things that I want to do in my family. That's what it comes down to, and this business allows me to do that. So I'm going to hand it over to Susie to talk about some, you know, the structure of how we get paid, but also the fun money. Thanks.
Thank you. Yes, one of our favourite topics to talk about is money, and this business, we don't really sugarcoat it, so really, really good. So we get paid three ways in this business. So we get paid retail, commission and bonuses. But today I really want to focus on talking about the bonuses, because that is just really fun in our business. We have one rule in this business when it comes to the bonuses, and that is that you don't spend it on your loved ones. As much as we love to spoil our kids, our hubby, partners, sisters, family, you know, we need to also remind ourselves that self-love and self-care is extremely important. So that's what the bonuses it's there for, like, you know, to pamper yourself and buy yourself a nice handbag or Mimco, whatever fancies you. So first major promotion that is SDBF. There is a $400, everybody can see that all right. There is a $400 bonus up for grabs. Now, because this teaching business is a teaching business, your mentor or teacher will also receive that $400 bonus, which is really fantastic. Okay. The next promotion is SC, which is Sales Coordinator. There is a $600 bonus up for grabs. Once again, it's a teaching business, which means that your mentor will receive that $600 bonus. We have SSC, $1,200 bonus. Now, if you think about in terms of on top of your retail and commission that you are earning, the bonus that you get in 1 month, $1,200, what could you do with that? Like, that is massive. Like, for me, going from zero to just all of a sudden getting a $1,200 bonus in a month, like, that's just amazing. Like, I can buy myself a nice new couch if I wanted to, you know, leather, well, it's nice and plush, and oh my God, I'm in dreamland. So that teaching business, $1,200 bonus. Now, the next one, NMD is $1,500. That just goes up even more. Like, oh my God, that's an upgrade of a couch. The last one is a NMD, National Marketing Director. That is what we call the top political position in our business. And that is $3,000. Now, you'll notice I haven't written another $3,000 here, because by the time you've worked your way up to this top position, your mentor has already picked up all these other bonuses from her teamies or his team along the way. So you may have, for example, 2 girls or guys in your team that are going for the SC promotion, and they've hit it in the 1 month, they're $600 each, but you're also picking up $600 per teamie that leads to that bonus. So that's $1,200 altogether. So when we talk about the top political position, that they don't need that extra bonus because they're already earning so much on top of their retail and commission. So the potential is endless in this business. I love the bonus, because to be honest, when I first started this business, I spent the bonuses on my kids. But now I'm like, you know what? Because of the retail and commission, I'll spend it on you guys. But that bonus is for me because I worked very, very hard to do that. So use that as your motivation in this business. So, yes, thank you. So I'll pass you back to Daniela.
Thanks, Susie. Yes, definitely love the bonuses. And I love that we get paid 3 ways. I know in my business there's definitely people that earn bonuses. But I certainly wasn't one of them. And it's just the extra money that's just nice to have. It's a reward for you individually. And also when you have 3 ways of building an income, I don't know, there's a lot of businesses that pay you that way, and gives you the ability to have, maximum earning potential in this business that you can build on every month, and a reflection of, I guess, where you want your business to be. So that's all from us at The Good Life. Like I said, we're here every Thursday night at 8 o'clock. And to everyone that jumped on to support Magda tonight in launching her amazing business, thank you. If there was something that you heard tonight that resonated with you, please reach out to the person who invited you tonight. And thank you all for taking time out of your busy nights, and, we all have families and so forth. So thank you. I really appreciate it. I know Magda does too. We'll see you here next week. Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Bye.